welcome back to the Schmeat Nation podcast presented by Power Director. I'm your host, Kieran Kale. Gonna try to be projecting my voice after some feedback in the comments. And with me, as always, Adam Rocket, who might need to whisper. I'm not sure. I don't know what's wrong. How you doing?
Yeah, we're gonna have to try to fix the audio in post. However, the audio between us is not separated in the video, so might be a little bit tough.
Can spend
Trying to
6
spend more
hours
than
editing.
20 to 30 minutes editing these videos. So
It takes 20 minutes for my laptop to boot up, but I do have a fix for my main PC, and then we'll implement a new way to record. I'll actually download some software or some shit. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's jump into it. Week 5, got my second victory. I don't know how to do this in Google Meets. We're back in Meets because now Zoom is deprecated. Can you see?
yes, I can see.
All right, Jarvis and Hans. Too much, Jarvis? Back up. Maybe we were good right off the rip. All right, here we go. Jumping into a good one. A doozy. It came down to a clincher, and I can't believe I didn't lose, to be quite honest. Pretty shocked. It's just kind of been the season Patrick Mahomes has been putting up. 13 points, pretty bad. Basically the reason Jasper lost. Everyone else did fine. I mean, Jordan Addison, I guess, but he could have played DeMarcus Robinson. But I don't know. Clean game from Jasper all around from his players, and just Mahomes. It's a Mahomes factor.
Yeah, it was just one of those games from Jasper where he just needed one of his guys to like have a go-off game, and they all just kind of did average, which isn't bad in the long haul, but for that one win, he kind of just needed it.
And boy, does it feel good to get points on the tight end. Would have lost if I had a goose egg there because all my other guys sucked. Thank God for Drake London. Basically won this one on Thursday and then tried to just stall off a loss.
Yeah, that Atlanta game on Thursday was pretty crazy. If you had any piece of that game other than Bijan Robinson, you were looking pretty good to start.
Yeah, it felt good for sure. Jasper, he's got those running backs set up, but just no reliability from anyone else. I mean,
maybe DeAndre Swift.
Yeah,
he's turning it around. It looks like Caleb Williams is more comfortable, which might lead to more points from everyone in the Bears offense. Which hopefully people that drafted Bears are hoping for that because they haven't gotten too much so far.
Yeah, they'll need him. Jumping into the next one, a high-scoring affair. Always sucks for these guys seeing people like me getting a W, but Max loses to Seth in a big one, 150 to 136, ties him on the season, and it's just the name of the team. Lamar Jackson putting the team on his back, and then a Garrett Wilson potential breakout game there for him, leading the way.
Yeah, 20-something targets for Garrett Wilson. I mean, that's just absolutely insane.
20
might just have been a London
Christ.
thing, but
oh my
22
God.
targets. Which, only turning that into 101 yards, I'm not saying that's bad because the volume is there, but, that's 5 yards per target. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
It seems like a bit. It seems like with 22 targets, you're hopefully getting 2 touchdowns and, at least 170 yards or something. But
yeah, he did average just over 1 point per target, which is crazy.
Yeah. Max's team also looking good. Now that Nico Collins is out, Stephon Diggs might get a bigger share of that offense, and Brian Thomas is looking like a stud.
Yeah, he's got some nice boom potential to surround a running back core, which should be good. I mean, there's question marks, but you're gonna start him every week, and that should work out for you. I don't think Breece Hall is bad. But you can't bench him, so you'll keep it rolling there. But Seth secures the W. Jumping in, this is probably the biggest shocker of the week. 151 consensus 12th ranked team. Connor puts up a big one over Eddie.
Chirping in the chat that we both picked against him, and it worked out. Yeah, crazy performance. Dude, picking up Tucker Kraft the first day of Laporta. I mean, that's a huge play from the tight end position.
That's just the tight end landscape, isn't it?
That's just the difference in this game.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm 43 from Joey B.
Yeah.
Eddie, a little bit more balanced of a team, but
This was Connor's
big win.
bye week too, and he puts up his best week. That's crazy.
A questionable foundation for the team after all his main studs leave and he gets his first W. But he put up 140 or something in week 1 and lost, so we knew he had it in him. And a respectable performance out of Eddie. I mean, you're kind of looking for these things when you're at 2-2. You know, you just want to make sure you have a team that can do it. And
yeah. From Eddie's side, again, he's one of those guys that picked a Chicago wide receiver, which is tough in the early going. So hopefully Caleb Williams can turn it around. But
yeah, we'll
yeah,
see,
he's
man.
also dealt with the bug. I think he's been quite injured so far this year.
Yeah, and he had his Jalen Hurts bye week, so he'll get that back. But honestly, like, props to Eddie dropping Anthony Richardson. Like, he already has a QB. He's gonna hold up. We have 6 bench spots. Like, these decisions are so hard. I feel like you can be penalized for not, and he makes the right decision there. So we'll see, obviously, in the long run. But I don't know if anyone picked him up. Maybe. Jumping in the next one, another guy we totally counted out was Bradley against Jamie, and he made us pay. Was also chirping. Not too much of a tight end edge there because Jamie has George Kittle, but just everywhere else, Jamie's guys underperformed. And Bradley gets over. We set that line at 150 for an underwear bet that Bradley didn't want to take, but that was a great line. Ended at 151. Just barely over. He could have had me doing underwear push-ups, but didn't. But GG to Brad.
Yeah. I am liking the upside of Brad's team a lot more if Joe Flacco can stay in. That connection to Josh Downs is just puts him into wide receiver 1 territory. I mean, I think the last 2 games he's had over 10 targets, right? Something like that.
Something that sounds right. Yeah.
But yeah, on Jamie's side, a bit of a bye week for her with AJ Brown and Jameer Gibbs.
And the neighbor's injury. Yeah.
So, bit of a tough week. I like the Juju pickup. That's a good scoop off the wire.
Yeah, man, that's the fantasy genius at play there, Jamie. She'll have a much better team.
Move right there.
Yeah, for real. AJ Brown will be back for the first week in a long time, so she'll be right back to fighting. Don't necessarily think this one is scripted for her, but both teams moved to 3-2. Tell me about this victory, Adam. Not even close. Not even close.
Yeah, just my team doing what they do, putting up 140. Again, pretty dead week from the bottom of the roster, but the Jamar Chase play is always good. Feels tough to have my kicker go down and Nico Collins. So what seemed to be a pretty indestructible roster for the first 3 weeks is now starting to bleed. So hopefully the Miami can figure out their QB position so Jalen Waddle can be relevant. They can slide him back in. But again, it was a pretty heavy bye week for me too. So
yeah, I hope they can figure that out as well. And I'm sure Andrew does too with Achan down. And then, some tough pill to swallow when you look at the bench and the names that he started over them. But, what are you going to do? It hadn't worked, right? You could just been throwing dud after dud every week. Like, I mean, it's the Mark Andrews fallacy. How long do you let him hurt you? God,
long enough to hurt you even more on the bench.
Yeah, for real. And then jumping in here, final game, Reese moves to 3-2. Just like certified podcast haters of us. We both took Parker again in this one. Parker goes down. It was close, but ended up.
Yeah, this was Chris Olave versus Xavier Worthy on Monday night, and Xavier Worthy just did enough.
Oh man,
Chris Olave just disappearing when the world.
Has this guy even done anything all year? Oh, well, I take it back. He's been fine. But not for where he drafted him.
But now with Derek Carr going out, man.
Yeah,
who knows? They got Spencer Rattler playing as their starter now. So
that is concerning. And then it's that Bijan 10 points when everyone was throwing up, and of course the tight end dud, but he didn't really have any other options. So 130 is still respectable. It's about all my team can do. So I can't be hating on it. Threw up points. Jumping into the power rankings, a lot of discourse this time around, or mainly just on one or so people. Like over here, I got Andrew locked way down, probably a little slight on Andrew. But otherwise,
I probably have Andrew a little bit too high. I think right where the consensus came out is probably right where his team belongs.
Yeah, right at that 6 edge. He has some boom potential. He needs to sort out some things. He's got a good bye week here, so
Yeah.
might not be this week, but
Yeah,
moving
just
in.
looking at his points scored on the season and going back to what he had, like you said, he's just making decisions that are hurting that point scored, which can be tough.
Yeah, you can see the game picks. We should not align. We'll have to keep that in our minds as we move into the next week there. Jasper falls pretty heavily, but he's got the Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce bye week this week. And then I really didn't like putting Eddie at 10. I'm going to be honest. Never feels good when you rate your opponent low, especially dropping him down a peg. Opened
Yeah,
myself up to be
yeah.
blasted.
I'm scared of Brad's team this week too, especially after what they did last week. I feel like there was a lot of high scores last week, so defenses might be getting a little tired now in week 6.
Yeah, my defense is yet to come on, so.
Want to take a deep dive into any of these teams?
I think I'm good. I feel like we know a little bit now. Like the
Yeah.
rankings are kind of shimmering themselves out. Like Connor moved up pretty high. Maybe I'm just thinking too much about last week because I think that's on me. Yeah, I move him up to 8. But I mean, Joey B has kind of figured it out. He's got a little bit of a wider situation, but I did like Tank Dell. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got one of those teams
Oh, he's
where
rolling again with Tucker Crab. This guy's got tight ends out of his ass.
that's right, dude. Oh my god, I forgot that he has Dallas Goddard as
But how
well.
can you
Maybe
not? I mean,
start
he's the
working some
king of
deals.
threes, dude.
Number 3 QB, number 3 running back, and number 3 tight end. Who's the number 3 wide receiver? Get this man on the roster.
My God, for real. He does also have the number 4, and the only reason Goddard is 4 is because he had a bye. So something to think about.
Yep.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't really. Let's touch on him in the matchups.
Yeah.
Jumping in here, we have an underwear bet on the table. 10 push-ups to the loser. I feel pretty good. I'm not too afraid of Eddie's team, which probably means they're about to go fucking insane. But like outside of his like top 3, I don't know. The bottom doesn't terrify me. Maybe it
Yeah,
should.
I feel like the flex for Eddie since losing Nakua, and he's lost more to injury, right? I feel like he's got a pretty injured team. So the team is looking pretty thin at this point. Oh, I guess you didn't have Jonathan Taylor last week.
Yeah.
So it feels good to get him back. But yeah, like you said, the team is looking a bit thin. I don't necessarily love Alan Lazard still. Like I know he's had weeks, but if Garrett Wilson's going to
It's
be
just
getting
like he's
22
been time
targets,
and time again, right? No, sort of. He's
I
kind of
mean,
falling
it's
off.
one of
Yeah.
those things where
It doesn't
13
scare you.
touchdowns,
Like
13 points in full PPR is just like almost below average. So I don't know.
yeah, he'll shake out to be like a wide receiver too, but it's not like you ever looked at him and he won you a week.
Yeah. And I just sort of feel the same way about George Pickens. Like, there's nothing about that Pittsburgh offense that really inspires me.
Yeah, I feel like he had one really, really good game, and I was like, man, was I wrong about this guy? Yeah, where he went 7 for 113. But otherwise, like,
He hasn't scored a
again, not
touchdown
doing
yet this
anything.
year.
And Justin Fields just can't really do it. That's what it
Yeah.
feels
The
like.
volume just isn't there for Pittsburgh wide receivers. So, and
Yeah.
then on your side, I mean, having Jaden Daniels is just a bit of a cheat code. I'm a big fan of having the QB and the running, like a running QB and then the running back of that same team, you know?
Yeah, it feels weird. I mean, thank God for Brian Robinson.
As I
He kind
come
of
for having
whiffed.
Kyler Murray and James Conner.
I whiffed on every other running back, and like I feel so light at receiver right now, but like maybe I shouldn't. I guess I'm just too much thinking about last week. Like I'm hoping we get some get right games.
Yeah,
But
this
tough
matchup
time
would be
for
hype
Hill to
if
be
it was
by.
Cooper Cup versus Puka Nakua. What could have
Yeah,
been?
but instead they both get to sit on the bench and their bye week, so
Oh,
never would
is
have
it their bye?
happened.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is
Yeah,
their bye
I
week.
mean I think so.
Yeah. On your side, Dontavian Wicks. I mean, it's tough
Rolling
to
him
roll
out
it on
again.
again after last week, but The targets, I mean, they should be there, right? But it turns out Jaden Reed it's Jaden Reed and Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, I mean it was all Kraft last week. It feels bad, but it's like who else am I gonna start? You know,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like I don't really have like I picked up Michael Wilson and then remembered I have Marvin Harrison, so it's like I don't know what I'm doing there, but yeah, I don't know.
Roll the
I mean I'm
punch.
in a tough spot here, but I bet on myself. I'll take myself.
I mean, I'm taking you too. It's tough to like Eddie's team here.
No, the jinx.
Not doing it to him.
It's over. Fuck, I already lost. I'm taking Eddie. No, I'll guess I'll take myself despite the punishment there. Jumping in, Connor 1-4, huge week last week. Going against says, week going against says, week going against says, Oh my god, I don't know what happened there. Going up against Seth, I tried to. I don't know if I wanted Super Lamario or Seth, and it just came out as nothing. 3-2, highly ranked versus kind of not highly ranked. And this one is definitely going to be on the back of these quarterbacks. Like Lamar
Yeah,
versus Joey B, both have the potential to go crazy, especially with the opponents they're playing. Maybe it won't even matter, actually. Maybe they'll just both go off. Like,
I assume that they probably will go off, but to me, it's more than just those QBs. Like, even if one puts up 20 and the other puts up 40, I think Seth's side is just way stronger going down the board. Like, the wide receivers of having Jaden Reed and Garrett Wilson, I think those guys are just, they're getting so much volume of that offense. And
yeah.
then, I don't know, Saquon Barkley kind of pulls up Connor's running backs, but I mean, I trust Josh Jacobs and Zach Moss to get enough, I guess. Not a huge fan of Zach Moss, but we'll see.
I don't think it's crazy to think like Connor outkicks his 124 here. Like Jacksonville, the
That's
matchups
true.
are
I mean, the
so
average
good.
is
Like
132, so
the average is so good. It's like Tank Dell's first time, potentially being in a premier role, but it is New England. But really, I'm looking at that DJ Moore after last week bounce back. Tajay Spears is tough, but obviously, he'd rather be playing Pacheco. Just might
or
not
even
happen.
Curry Hunt, I mean,
Yeah,
seems to be
that's
the play
true.
that
Yeah.
backfield. So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm definitely sticking with Seth on this one. I think he's just got the better team.
yeah. Yeah, it would be insane to pick Connor. But I'm doing it. Give me the marginal
He
man.
wants the
We have to
upset.
split, dude. I just
I
want
know.
to
I
split.
was gonna say pick Seth so that he falls down the standings a little bit.
Yeah, maybe I should do
We need
that.
to boost Connor back up.
Jumping in here. Bradley at 3-2 going up against a little limping Adam, but it's tough to limp when you have like the mega leg of Jamar Chase on the left side. That
Yeah,
guy's been going crazy. Probably will go crazy against the Giants too.
it's one of those things where it's like my projection's only 132, but they're not going to project Jamar Chase 35 points. So, like, really, my projection should be closer to that 145, if we're being honest.
It's kind of criminal they don't project him at least 20. Like, I'm pretty sure Neighbors gets a projection of 20, and he's a rookie. So I'm not quite sure where the disparities
I don't
come
know,
from.
dude. ESPN just hates my team, apparently.
Yeah,
Like, all of
it
my
was weird.
guys have higher scores than their projections, and they're just like, you know what? Nah.
I don't want to comment on it, but at the same time I do. But I would not be rolling out Kyle Pitts again in the flex. I feel like that was
Dude, what?
a
He's a tight end
miracle that
one,
it could
man.
first
Tight end
happen.
number 11.
Yeah, I guess he is. But that seemed like it took Kirk Cousins throwing 500 yards to get Kyle Pitts into the end zone. Like,
Did he even get in the end zone? He didn't.
oh, he didn't even get in the end zone. Oh, shit, what if he got in the end zone? So it's like
Yeah.
you throw 500 yards and he ends up with 88 of them. Like, I don't know. I'd be sus, but that probably means it's a great idea.
Yeah. We do have I'm pretty sad that I lost Jake Moody, but I'm picking right back up with the San Francisco kicker and slotting in Matthew Wright. So we got the old Thursday night kicker showdown.
Oh, shit. That'll be crazy.
Yeah.
Anyone else on there? It's like I think this could have been a week that's just a turning point for Brad. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. But also, I do feel like I rank you one for a reason. Like, I do feel like the team is better.
Yeah, on my side, the thing that I'm most concerned about is starting 4 running backs. I mean, if you go back throughout the podcast history, I feel like I'm very clear about my like of starting 4 running backs.
Yeah, a little hypocritical from the
But I
roster
mean,
type.
I've lost a lot of wide receivers this year, so I don't know. We'll see. My running backs are just so solid at this point that it feels
Yeah,
like I'll be able to get away with it. And then
yeah, you'll be
hopefully
able to
with Nico
sneak.
Collins going out, I'm back on Dalton Schultz, baby. I dropped him for a little bit, but he's back.
Trying to find that tight end in a sea of everyone else.
I'm taking.
Oh man, Brock Bowers is so good, dude. That guy's so good. Yeah, it's tough matchups on Brad's side. I'll back you as well. It wouldn't surprise me, but I just think the analytics will tell you the matchups are difficult. I worry about Stroud this week in New England. And then James Cook against the Jets. So
Yeah. We'll see though.
but we'll see if we'll be
Congrats
in
on
our
your
wins.
win,
I
Brad.
just had to curse you
Okay,
because you
yeah,
cursed
I
me.
know.
Jumping into a sneaky game of the week candidate here with Max against Parker. For some reason, Parker's projected like absolutely no points at all, but
Yeah,
the
again,
team
you just
looks
have to
good.
look at the average compared to the projection because, like, if you take that average into account,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that is a little bit better. You're right. That's big brain moves. Max's team looks insane in the category. Like it's crazy to look at the names and see the rankings. Like it doesn't even look real. Like Brian Thomas is the ninth. He's got 3 wide receiver ones, and they're Diggs, Godwin, and Thomas. Like,
yeah,
what
we
did I
saw
rank
that
this
coming.
guy? I must
Max
have
did,
been low.
obviously.
Oh no, I had him at 4. I had him at 4. You hated his team. My
I mean,
goodness.
we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. I backed Parker last week and it was just a mistake. Like I gotta go back. I'm a certified Parker hater. Like give me
You've
Max
had
in
it for
this one. The
years
running
now.
back will sort itself out. He's got stud wide receivers. Olave trash. Running backs are trash. It's nice to
Well,
get
it's
Smith back.
Olave. Like, I feel like the wide receivers in the New Orleans Tampa Bay game. Maybe it's just because I'm a big Mike. It is the Mike Evans versus Chris Godwin game, and I feel like Mike Evans against Lattimore is always so tough.
Yeah, and Godwin has just been
Like, this is always a
electric.
Godwin go off game against
Yeah,
Lattimore.
true. Oh no, we're
I'm taking
both
Max.
riding with Max. Oh
Oh
no.
God, I'm sorry,
And
Parker.
Parker's another.
I'm
Actually,
sorry,
no,
Max.
I do need Max to lose selfishly. You're right. That makes sense. Immediately running it right back after going over 3 last week in the game picks where we synced. Here we
I just like
go.
I have to pick who I think is going to win, and I think it's going to be Max.
Yeah. In case there is any dispute, we jump into 1 and 4 Jasper, 12th ranked on the totem pole, going into 3 and 2 Andrew. And I think we said this a lot last week, but I don't see how Jasper wins this game at all. I feel like it's a full bye week. He's got so many I don't even know if he can
He's got
foster a
Conklin
full
on the.
roster. He's gonna have to drop some
Yeah, but he could
actual.
drop Demarcus Robinson and Brandon Cooks. Like, he doesn't need to hold on to these guys. He could
Yeah,
drop
I guess
Curtis
that's
Samuel.
fair.
I don't know what this guy is doing on this team. There's got to be someone out there better than Curtis Samuel. I love the
What has he
Yoshi
done?
Haas
Just
play.
nothing? Oh, just nothing. Yeah. He needs to tinker a little bit. Hopefully he does. Starting
Yeah.
a 104 ranked wide receiver doesn't seem like
He's calling
you
the
have to do.
breakout week, man. I respect it.
At the Jets, they're gonna be a little scrappy. One of the things Andrew's team's longevity does concern me as we get into the colder months and these guys like Mooney and Shaheed start to slow down, and then
But they
I
both play
think
in zones, man. That's the thing. It's like you say cold weather months,
oh
but cold
yeah,
weather months
true.
doesn't
L
affect
take
those
for
guys.
me. It doesn't even matter. You're right. I feel like Allen's been slowing down a little bit. Yeah. I mean, he's still got the potential, but if he's not putting up 38, he's apparently losing you the week.
But this is the time of year last year where CD just started to take over. Like, if you look at his splits between last year and this year, it's like
is this when it
they
happened?
look pretty similar. Where it's like he was good for the
Yeah.
first couple of weeks, and then he just exploded last year.
Yeah, Dak came alive. That I do remember that. So, I'll slander Andrew's team, I guess, but I do think he wins this matchup pretty handedly. Yeah, Jasper's team. But I've never liked Jasper's team, and he's always somehow made it work. No,
Yeah.
he's not this year. Are we gonna sync up on 3 matchups? Are we on
I feel
4?
like we're synced up on 4 at this point. So
I mean, I'm definitely taking Andrew.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, again, you just look at the averages for them and Andrew's team. What the lineup that he has is averaging 142. Versus, I don't know. Jasper, like, this is just a bye week for Jasper. But drafting the Mahomes Kelsey stack, you know that their bye week probably an L.
Yeah, fair.
And like dropping to 1 and 5 at this point.
Yeah,
Got a big mountain to climb.
No, you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Jasper put up 126 last week. All right, jumping in to the game of the week here. Three and 2, Jamie's Jocks going up against 3 and 2, Giant Geckos. It's really just like, yo, Reese, show us something, you know? It's like when you're looking at it, like, why the fuck are we watching like the Tennessee Titans in prime time? This is what people are saying about the Giant Geckos.
It's time to just show us something. And he's got Michael Pittman still in there. That news of him being out must have just came since we started recording this video, because I swear to God, it was projected points when we started recording. So I don't
it
know
came out earlier, but I think ESPN was behind. He does have the backup, though.
I mean, he has Alec Pierce. And again, if it's Joe Flacco, like, this guy explodes.
Oh, my God.
Like,
he's got 3 catches for
this guy, his average,
oh.
he's basically Rashid Shaheed, man. Like, if this guy catches a ball, it's going for a 40-yard touchdown.
That's true. And they play Tennessee.
And that's kind of what
he
I think needs to be Jamie.
I hate that we can't see the rankings of the team on the desktop version, but I feel like Tennessee's a bad team. Maybe I'm wrong, though. They used to be a bad team in years past.
The thing about Tennessee is I think their run defense is so bad that the wide receivers are great against them.
Well, that's not good for me versus Eddie.
Yeah.
On Jamie's side, I mean, an absolute gem. And Malik Neighbors, like, here you go, 21.7. Like, no reason for him to be projected more, but I guess the ESPN
not only is he projected more, but he's projected 3 more points than Jamar Chase.
Yeah, kind of insane. But I guess, you know, to be fair, he has been good in his own right. So,
yeah,
not a slant on him, but questionable rankings. It is a nasty team all the way down.
I mean, like, the problem with Jamie's team is as soon as they run into someone that, like, her team lives and dies with the New York Giants offense, and that's a team that the cold months will affect.
Yeah, true.
So it's like, I like her team right now, but we'll see if Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson are sustainable for, 2 or 3 more months.
Yeah, it's a hell of a pickup, though. Just like she's got the 3 wide receiver, like the core there.
Mm-hmm.
And then she also has Jahmyr Gibbs. So
yeah,
some good value pickups there.
She would have Aaron Jones in there, who has been a great running back so far this year.
Yeah. She's got Bucky Irvin scaling, so the Daniel Jones. I guess why not have Daniel Jones, huh?
Yeah.
Got all the pieces. Yeah,
I feel like, again, this is a tough one to split on. Because I feel like there's,
I mean, I
38.5 points.
I think I have Reese like as low as he could possibly. He's 11 on my ranking. Give me Jamie. Go Jamie again. We screwed her last.
I mean, I'm taking Jamie. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at the teams, man.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to. So.
Yeah.
My hands are tied.
Yeah.
But Reese probably gonna prove us wrong. That's all. Let's peep the standings here as we get deeper in. Can't remember how to even get there.
Peep the standings. Peep the power rankings.
Adam sits atop at 401. Wow. And the power rankings. Ooh, I'm up to 7.
Back into first, baby.
Oh, taking it over from Jamie. Wow, Bradley, consistent. No movement at all. 4 touchdown boys, down 12. Where is he? Touchdown he was projected for. You never want to be projected.
You never want to be projected first after the draft because you can only go down. Versus me, every week we've looked at this, my team gone up.
Yeah, true. Yeah, all of us, me, you, and Lamario. Feels good.
Does feel quite good. Although now without Rashi Rice and Nico Collins, we'll see what my team does.
Yeah, that's sad, but welcome to fantasy football. Now you're playing fantasy.
Exactly.
Alrighty. Hopefully the audio's fixed. I don't know if I really ended up yelling or not, but if it's not, then wait a few weeks. By mid-November, we should be good, back and rolling, which feels like a long time.
Yeah, they say the bigger that the power director ad spot is on the video, the smaller the voice. So
Yeah, true. We gotta sort that thing out.
we got to go back to the vendor. Yo, you're taking up too much spot. You're creative.
All right, Schmeat Nation. Good luck out there. Prove us wrong once again.
Week 6, always fun.